Okay, so it's been a rough start to spring planting. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So anyway, I have the dogs out here with me, but down here in the field in front of me, Pap is starting to plant corn. As you can tell, that field has been sprayed. It's dead. Trenton is the whole way out there on the mule. Pap's down here in this bottom corner. So it's gonna be, we jumped back and forth on what tractor we wanted to use on the planter. So that was a big up and down process. We flipped the drawbar on the Massey a couple times trying to figure out how we're gonna get this, because our corn planter is it's an air corn planter. It's a white air corn planter. I think that's how it's pronounced. I think. There's a little box that goes on the PTO of the tractor, and it runs this little box and it pushes air. It's an air planter. So I want to go down and film him planting here a little bit, because he planted with the 995, the Case David Brown 995 last year, and I don't know if he likes planting with the Massey a little bit better. I'm not sure, but I want to walk up here. And I want to show you the seed corn that we use, because this video I'm gonna upload tonight, because I haven't uploaded. This is the second Monday that I would technically have not uploaded. So our seed corn is right in here, and this is the seed corn that Pap got. We couldn't get short grow corn. I think it's short day corn. I think he calls it short day corn. Long day corn, short day corn, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But there's this phosphate. I don't think I pronounced that right. But I see two different bags here, and I'm still learning on what seed to get, what seed to use. So we're gonna walk down here and we're gonna see the tractor go by with the air planter. Maybe I'll hop on and ride on the planter and do a little bit of filming. I'm gonna have to like run down here just to make it. See, we left the cows out down here. Oh, they're following me. Fantastic. Told them not to, but they did. Don't run through the poop. Come here. Don't go too far. Now what he really wants is he wants on the tractor with Pap, but he ain't gonna let him in there because there's not gonna be enough room. So I'm gonna try and ride on that fertilizer box so that I can kind of ride on it and explain how this planter works. All right, so looks like we got a couple different types of fertilizer in here. We got triple 15 and triple 19. Triple 19 is normally the type of fertilizer we use. So it's 19% total nitrogen, 19% phosphate acid, and I don't know what that word is. It's short, and then water's, you know, however you pronounce that, because I can't pronounce it and my brain's just not working today. But it's 19% of all of these. And then I'm gonna say that this triple 15 is 15% of all of that, but correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, you normally go through a lot of fertilizer when you plant your corn. You want to get it planted and you want to make sure you have fertilizer with it, or else corn's just not going to do well. It'll grow, but it won't grow very good. And there goes my dog running down to the gate. I would yell at him, but I don't think it's going to do any good. Okay, got him back up here. I'm gonna put them in the house because I want to go down here and film this a little bit more. Ooh. I'm gonna jump off the truck like the young idiot I am. Come on. So you can see, there's your fertilizer. It's only a 4-row. And sometimes I wonder how he can see, but I can kind of understand now how he can see where he's at. Cows are mad because they want to be in here, but they can't because they already ate it off and it's sprayed. Okay, so I jumped on here. So that box is run by the PTO. There's fluid in there. But this box right here, all these little tubes, there's air traveling back into the boxes. Pushes the corn down through the planter, I think. That was a bump. So anyway, you can see there's some chains hanging up there. That's where Pap can tell where he's at. So he kind of runs that chain through that last row of corn. And that separates it down in here. He's not going fast. Can't go fast when you're playing corn. At least I don't think so. This is a narrow row planter. It's not a wide row. See, it says White Farm Equipment down there. Pap didn't think that that it was going to work on this tractor, but it looks like I see he took off one of the 3-point hitch arms, so it wasn't hitting that box. And when you plant corn, if you plant it like we do, it's a slow process. You're not going to get it done in 5 minutes. So this is going to be the 3rd year, I believe, of planting this in corn. And then I believe after we harvest this corn in the fall, we're going to have to put this in something else. Because Pap always taught me that you can only put corn in the same field every so often. So like after 3 years, you want to change it out and you want to plant corn in another field. So like, this is the 3rd year we planted corn in this field. So maybe you can see that field down there. Maybe we ought to plant corn in that field next year and for the next 3 years, and then come back to this one. So that's something that he always taught me. That you want to alternate your cornfield. This isn't a bad ride. I think we bought this planter probably, I don't know, 3 years ago? 2 or 3 years ago. And I think Pap only paid $3,000 or $4,000 for it, so I think that was a pretty solid deal for a corn planter. And I mean, it came with everything. It came with the book, came with the monitor, because it's got a monitor up in the cab, and it has a bunch of flashing lights up there. So if one of them lights aren't flashing, then that means that one of the rows isn't putting corn in the ground. They constantly have to be flashing to show that there's corn coming down through the planter. I know a lot of guys, like I said, let's go back to planting corn in the same field year after year. After so long, that field is not going to be, it's not going to grow as nice a corn as it did the first year you planted it in. And I don't know if you can tell in the video, let's get a little closer. You can kind of hear that air going through the box. I can hear it, and you should be able to in the video. But this planter works really well. The first year we had it, we had a rough time getting started with it and figuring it out. But after a while, it started to work really well. So Pap went around the field 3 or 4 times to give himself a turnaround area, because now he's gonna start going back and forth down the field. He's pretty good at planting corn. I need to learn how to do this, and I want to learn how to do this, and I think that's what Trenton's doing right now. Standing on the tractor trying to learn how to do this. I don't believe it's real hard, but there's a way to do it, and there's probably a wrong way to do it and a correct way to do it. Now normally we plant corn with this tractor. This is 1210. This tractor hasn't been too frequent on the channel, mainly because it blew a head gasket, and you can see this is the old head gasket. Got some problems here at the bottom, at the one end of the gasket, and so it's been down for a while. We're hoping to get the gasket put back on and get the head put back on. Sent the head away to the machine shop to get that cleaned up and fixed. This is what happens when you have older equipment. It's just something you got to deal with. Sometimes whenever we buy older equipment, at least myself anyway, I try to buy it to where it had some stuff replaced, at least some of the major ones, like the 1066. I bought my 1066 with a completely rebuilt motor, new clutch, new PTO clutches, new PTO or whatever you want to call it for those tractors, a new radiator, new starter. There's a couple other things that were placed on it that I can't really think of off the top of my head. I have it wrote down. But when you go for older equipment, unless you buy it for cheap, you know, if you find a 966 overgrown in a fence row and you buy it for $1,000, I say you paid a pretty good price for it, you know. Anyway, but we planted corn. Let me back up here. We planted corn with this tractor last year because we had to drill holes down here. See where these bolts are at. We had to drill holes down in here to mount the chains to the front, because we used to plant corn with a John Deere 7200 or something like that. I think that's the number, could be wrong, maybe it's 7100 or 7000. It's one of them numbers, but anyway, that's what we used to plant corn with, and it was a wide row. So if you're not familiar with corn and whatnot, a wide row is 36 inches and a narrow row is 30 inches, I believe. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure a narrow row is 30 inches and a wide row is 36 inches. Leave a comment down below and let me know. But we planted corn with this tractor last year, and we was almost going to have to plant corn with it again this year, but we were able to use the cab tractor this year, which is good. So it looks like they're having problems. I'm gonna walk back down there and see what's going on. Well, it looks like they got everything going. Trenton's getting out of the field down there. I think Pap's gonna finish it tonight. But I wanted to show you the other few fields that we're gonna plant in corn this year. It's not gonna be the same as last year. I know this field, and there's one other field that's gonna be the same thing that was planted last year. I didn't film corn getting planted last year, so this is something that's new on my channel for once, so that's cool, because I was really upset that I didn't get planting corn on film last year. There's a lot of things that I got to miss filming last year, because I try and film everything I can, but working day job and doing stuff like that, it's very hard to do this and do it on time. That's why right now, while we're on the topic, it doesn't take much to subscribe. It helps me out. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. So if you're really into this kind of stuff, small farmers working ground and doing stuff the way it was done years ago, and not how it's really done nowadays, because everything's no-till and stuff like that. We still till up ground if we have to, and we got a no-till planter. The corn planter is the only no-till planter, but it really helps us out if you hit the subscribe button, like the video if you like it, and comment. Don't be afraid to say anything. I'm a very open-minded person, so if you have any opinions or any advice at all, just put it in the comment section below, because I look at it every day. All right, let's move on to the fields. I want to show you the fields that we're also going to be planting other than this one. All right, so we're coming up on this next cornfield. Got the dogs with me. Anyway, so this next cornfield has not been planted in corn ever, that I believe, and I don't even know how long it's been in hay. So that being said, we made hay off of this field last year, and I can already see it got sprayed, which is good. Everything's dead. So anyway, as you can see right here, this is the field that we're gonna no-till corn in. I don't know if I should brush hog this or not. I doubt it, but it did have a little bit of a burn pit out there in the middle of it, and we cleaned that up so that we can plant corn in it. Kind of sucks that this won't be a hay field this year, but it's gonna be cool to see what it'll turn into when we plant corn in it. So I'm going to show you the next field that's going to be planted in corn, which this is also another field that has been planted in corn for the 3rd year. So and it's going to have to probably get put back in hay. Now this field has been planted in corn. I believe this will be the 3rd year for it. Maybe even longer. I don't know. We're going to drive through it. Oof. A little bumpy. Anyway, so this field is the other one that's going to get planted in corn. So this is the 3rd field that's going to get planted in corn. And I mean, that's essentially, I think that's it. I think it's only going to be 3 fields. And that's going to be it. I could be wrong. I'll have to talk to Pap this evening when I get back. He might decide to plant another field in corn. Our barley fields are coming up really nice too. It looks like that got sprayed too, so maybe he's planting that in corn too. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna talk to him when I go home. Oh, there's deer down in the barley. Isn't that pretty cool? But anyway, guys, that's really it for tonight's video. This is part 1 for planting corn. There's gonna be another part because I'm gonna have more to film, because we're only gonna get 1 field planted tonight. So hopefully I can get home off of work at a decent time the other nights, and we can get some more footage of Pap planting corn and getting all this other stuff ready. And then after planting corn, we're gonna be moving on to hay. So but anyway, guys, please like, comment, subscribe. It really helps out the channel. It doesn't cost you anything to do any of that, and I'm trying to make the best content that I can for everybody here. So from the dogs and I, hope to see you in the next video. See you next time.